name is Holly. I am my daily HAEDs on YouTube and Instagram. Thank you for joining me today while I talk about cross stitch. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who will watch this video. Thank you for subscribing and commenting, and for all the shout outs that I've received. It still gives me a thrill that someone thinks enough of my videos to give me a shout out, and I appreciate it very much. It's just gives me tickled hearts. It's lovely. Today is September the 12th, 2022. I will put the suggested stitchers below with my Instagram handle if I can remember that. And let's start talking about my cross stitch. First, we're going to be talking about my Falling Snow by Alan Giana. It's The Falling Snow on Heaven and Earth Designs by Alan Giana, and I'm currently at 23.14%. I've taken it off the Q-snap, and the last few days I've been working with it in hand. It's been one of those weeks where I was working with it on the Q-snap in my hand. Then I changed the Q-snap over to the Lowry stand for a couple of nights, and then I've decided to go back to it in the hand. But here it is now. Oh, crumbs. I meant to say I will be putting what it will look like when it's finished. And here it is. And you can see how far down it goes now. I'm down in the tree trunk at the moment, and well, I've just started in on the little Christmas tree in between the tree trunks. Is that a birch tree? Anyway, it's there in between. It's coming along really well. The wonderful thing about doing it in hand is that it makes it so much easier to start and finish threads. Doing it on the Lowry stand means I don't have to juggle around with the Q-snap or the fabric as I'm doing the stitching. They all have their positives and their negatives, and with this piece I am only doing what feels best at that moment, because it's one of those ones that, while I love the pattern, it's not the easiest project for me to work on. So anyway, that if I decide that I need to change it, I can change it. It's not a problem. I do love the fabric. It's 25 count lugana, and I love the feel of it, but because it doesn't have that much body to it, when I'm stitching in hand it's a wee bit floppy, so that's a negative for it, but it feels lovely. Anyway, the next one is, and all my HAEDs are minis that I'm going to be showing you today. This one is Mountain Landscape. It's a stock photo. It's being done on 18 count aida, and it's currently at 23.71%. I'm going to show you a photo of what it was like, what it will be like. And here I'm showing you that this is going to be a good size piece there. And just the sky is lovely, the sun, and all those purples at the bottom, absolutely stunning. That photo will always remind me of this time of the year with all the purple hued flowers on the hillsides. The next HAED I've got is Evening by Leonid Afremov, where Angie Slowly Crafts did the hashtag colors of Afremov, with the colors spelled with like the English spelling with a O-U-R at the end. Colors of Afremov. This is such a lovely piece. I did run into a batch of confetti that was a bit tricky, but the colors are lovely, and it's exciting to start a new color all the time. Anyway, I'm going to show you what it will look like and And here it is. Now this is another good size. All the minis, even though they're considered mini, they're still a nice size. This is 18 count aida again. And I'm just continuing down. And anyway, the mini evening is such a lovely pattern, and overall it's not that bad on confetti, knock on wood. All right, and oh, I was going to say it is on 0.93%, so I'm not quite there to the 1%, but I'm getting there. It'll be there soon. And the last HAED I've got to show, work in progress, is Birds and Blooms, Mini Birds and Blooms by Aimee Stewart. It's currently at 51.72%. And I'm at one of those stages where I just want to stitch on it, but I also feel guilty about missing out on my other projects. I like to touch each of them at least once every other day, and if I'm really on the ball and start off quite early, I can stitch first thing in the morning onwards. I start with Falling Snow, do my 100 stitches on 100 Falling Snow. Here is Birds. I'll show you the photo of what Birds and Blooms will look like. And this is what it looks like now. This is just so beautiful, so colorful, so beautiful, so many details in it. Yeah. This lady, Aimee Stewart, is such a talented artist. I truly appreciate her artwork. Okay, and this just a little while ago, this is Gingerbread Santa Bucilla felt kit. A few days ago, I finished the Gingerbread Santa beading, and then this morning, well, this little while ago, I actually finished this into my first ornament. So it's all put together. I put some cardboard in it, just cut out. I took the backing fabric of this, just drew on a piece of cardboard around it, and then cut like 1/4 inch around, and then there's a piece of cardboard in there to kind of give it some stability. And this is just some kind of Christmas cording that I use when I wrap Christmas presents. I think it came out quite cute. I've got the other 11, I think there's 11. I've got the other ones to do. I've already cut out the cardboard for them. So it'll be just a matter of just putting together, and they stitch up really quickly into it. So this is quite fun. I'm so tempted to get another one, but I've got so many other things to do. And I've certainly enjoyed this project, even if the instructions weren't that good. And yeah, they do say to put some cotton wool or batting or whatever in it, but I didn't feel like it needed it. It's I like the solidness. It's almost like a real cookie instead of a squishy thing. And then I know Christine at Calico Whimsy said that when she was putting it together, the cotton kept popping out, the filling kept popping out, and it was more of aggravation than anything. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and do it that way, and it won't be any problem. It's only going on my tree. Not only, it's going on my tree, so if I like it, that's all that matters, doesn't it? And I was going to show you what I did, as in, this is the next one I'll be sewing together, I think. But I just took a cardboard box, cut a rough approximation of what this is, as I just laid this down and then cut around it. And you just take this down and just do a whip stitch it together, tie a knot in the end of the cording. I opened up the cardboard and tucked the little knot in between so it's not obvious either side, so it kind of hides the knot, because this, if I'd put the knot, excuse me, if I put the knot on either side, it was sticking up. It made a really odd shaped lump on the forehead of the gingerbread man. But also I didn't want it to be on the back side either, a massive lump. So I've kind of tucked it in between. There's a slight lump there, but I think it looks a lot better than it would have if I'd put the lump on either side of the cardboard. So it's good to put it on the inside, and it's so easy, so super easy to put together, and I'll be really enjoying this. And the last of it is my husband's. He didn't watch the whole thing, but he did watch some of my fully kitted list, and he's like, well, you showed Santa and Frosty, but you didn't show him the one you've just finished. So I finished this. It's a Santa's Magical Flight by Dona Gelsinger. It's a HAED as well. I finished this before Christmas, and our plan was to frame it, but I was buying the mat wasn't going to be a problem, but paying for the postage was like 2 or 3 times more than what the mat was going to be. And I just said to my husband, I'm not willing to spend that. And he was like, good. He would have let me do it. We don't have that kind of relationship. I could have done it, and he wouldn't have had a hissy fit about it. He would have been fine. But I'm the one that's more aware, because I look at being a housewife, it's my job to spend money wisely. So he's always saying, just get what you want, it's fine, get what you want. And I just laugh and say to him, you can say that because you know I'm going to do, I put more restraints on my spending than you do. There will be a slideshow afterwards of us going to Ford and Etal, E-T-A-L. It's basically, it looks like a little chocolate box village. There's 2 castles there. I don't know who owns the property, but it's such a pretty little tourist attraction, but it's also a very pretty little village to go for a walk in. And I also took I've got permission from the Lady Waterford's hall attendant to take some photos and video while I was there. And the murals are absolutely stunning. And the video and the photos just don't do them justice, but they are absolutely stunning. And the artwork that's within the museum of her own and of people she was friends with, the artwork is stunning. Yeah, and it was just lovely. And there's a photo of a cricket game. there's a photo of a cricket game where everyone's in white and they're playing cricket, traditional English, right? So it was really lovely. Anyway, thank you very much for coming today. Thank you again for all of your comments. I don't know, my son's fiance came a week ago Sunday, and she showed up to visit us because she's currently in the country for her business and personal reasons. And she says, oh, can we come by to see you? And we're always glad to see her. She's lovely. She's such a happy young lady. And she said, we'll come and see you. And as she came in, she had this bouquet of sunflowers, which is lovely. And she had a box, and I was like, oh, thank you. And she's like, we thought you needed this. And I looked at it, I didn't know what it was, and I got her to open it because I was like, what's in it? So she opened it, and it was only a MacBook Air. Oh my gosh, it just gets me all teary-eyed to think about it. Everything. They found out that I was editing these videos on my phone, and they decided I needed a laptop to do it. So yeah, it's been a learning process. I'm not very tech friendly, but I'm getting better at it. And looking up all the shorthand commands and all this other stuff is it's a chore, but it's a very grateful chore, because I truly appreciate what they've done. And I couldn't talk about it last week because I still get teary-eyed about it. I couldn't talk about it last week because I was just still overwhelmed with their generosity. I hope that I'm wishing you a wonderful week, and thank you for visiting today. Have a lovely day.